What's up, YouTube? It's Joel. We've got your fourth stimulus check update today, and things are heating up like never before. And if you're looking for a fourth stimulus check, then I've got good news for you. But not just for looking for more stimulus checks, but a lot of other things are being packed into these huge trillion-dollar stimulus bills that are coming very soon. We have Chuck Schumer, who is back on canceling $50,000 in student loans for all federal student loan borrowers. We got some interesting information. We just got another child monthly stimulus credit portal that just opened up. So we will go over that new portal and what you need to do if you need to get into that and fix some of your information. And also about the payments being sent to parents' bank accounts for them kids, $3,600 per child. So just wow, ton of money coming to parents. And we got Mitch McConnell, the Senate minority leader, who is stepping in on this huge trillion-dollar stimulus plans and stirring up the pot, which when we look at the bigger picture, the Democrats are well on their way to getting what they are wanting. And then you got Bernie Sanders, who's just flat out said he's going to reject anything that comes if there aren't some key progressive provisions in place in these stimulus bills. This is your stimulus and economic news update, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I just want to say thank you so much for everybody that's participating and helping to get us to 50,000 subscribers. We are so close. But again, once we hit 50,000 subs, I'm going to give away another $500 to someone on this channel. And all you have to do in order to qualify are these three simple things. Number one, like this video. Number two, subscribe to the channel. And number three, comment on this video on one of the topics that we talk about. So we're super excited about what's going on and how much the channel is growing, but it's all because of you. But please, if anyone asks you for personal info or to contact them on WhatsApp, it's not me, it's fake, so please don't do it. So Biden is now heading to Wisconsin to speak about this new bipartisan bill. This bipartisan infrastructure proposal, he says, would benefit the working and middle class families around the country. The White House has spent a ton of time working behind the scenes to bring some assurance to the Republicans that Biden would support the deal, because the president did issue a lengthy statement over the weekend clarifying the comments and remarks that he made concerning this bipartisan bill and that he would not veto the bill. But the White House refers to this plan as a blue-collar blueprint to rebuild America. And the president will argue the investments will grow the nation's economy, create jobs, and help the U.S. keep pace with China in infrastructure investment. The official said that Biden is expected to cut through the noise in Washington to level directly with the American people about what this plan means for working and middle class families around the country and for the communities they live in. Biden is on board to get this all passed through the bipartisan bill that just came out, but also the reconciliation bill, which would include the American Families Bill that he proposed earlier this week. So concerning Chuck Schumer and Pelosi, they are on a totally different path than Biden is concerning this bipartisan deal, the reconciliation bill, and the American Families Bill, especially Nancy Pelosi. The House Speaker said, Nancy Pelosi said that there ain't going to be no bipartisan bill unless we're going to have a reconciliation bill, referring to the way that they can get a bill passed through the reconciliation process with just the Democrats. And they don't need any GOP or Republicans, any of their votes. They can get it passed by themselves. But when you got Biden, on the other hand, who's saying that, I want to work bipartisan, but I also want to get these bills done. So you have two of the top leaders, the top Democratic leaders, who are saying a completely different thing because they are all about getting everything that they want and concerning the reconciliation bill and the American Families Bill on top of the bipartisan bill. And so now we got Mitch McConnell, who is stepping in to speak on behalf of the Republicans. He said the president has appropriately delinked a potential bipartisan infrastructure bill from the massive, unrelated tax and spend plans that Democrats want to pursue on a partisan basis. So when he says that, he's talking about the plans that Biden put forward, not just the Democrats, those American Families Plan and the other parts of the infrastructure plan first came from Biden, not just the Democrats. He then said, now I am calling on President Biden to engage Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi and make sure that they follow his lead. In essence, saying that they need to separate the bills and look at them individually, but Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, they are looking at everything being connected together to get everything passed in tandem. Pelosi has said that she would not take up either the proposal in the House until both get through the Senate, talking about the reconciliation bill and the bipartisan bill. And then Schumer plans to start votes on both measures next month in the month of July. McConnell ended up saying that Biden's statement would be a hollow gesture unless Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi make the same commitment to pass the bipartisan plan even without the Democrats' bill. So for those looking for a forced stimulus check, you're going to want to side on the reconciliation part, because that's the only way that a forced stimulus check is possible at this moment. Because the Republicans, they don't want anything with that. They want to get as little spending as possible. And they have a point. I mean, we have spent like $5 trillion in the past year, but at the same time too, there is a lot of stuff that needs to be done in America to make sure that we stay ahead in this world, in the global economy. So this is where Bernie Sanders has given his thought process that he is not on board with the bipartisan bill unless there will be the reconciliation bill. Bernie Sanders, who as the chair of the Senate's budget panel has a lot of influence over the reconciliation process, and he is reportedly working to bring together what we've talked about, the $6 trillion reconciliation package that would include the expansion of Medicare, investments in green energy, reform to Social Security, the American Families Bill, and a whole lot more. Sanders also tweeted, "Let me be clear, there will not be a bipartisan infrastructure deal without a reconciliation bill that substantially improves the lives of working families and combats the existential threat of climate change. No reconciliation bill, no deal. We need transformative change now." Sanders is also one of the top Democrats that is pushing for the forced stimulus check to be sent out to all Americans. He's big on this one and is supporting the $2,000 stimulus check for adults and $1,000 stimulus check for children. He is sitting in the perfect seat to make this happen with his position, with having his hand directly on the reconciliation process and getting $6 trillion actually going through a reconciliation bill. So on top of that, concerning the new child monthly stimulus payments, this is about to hit American bank accounts July 15th. So we have two tools now that are available to everybody to make sure that they get the new monthly stimulus payments that's owed to them. So the first tool is the non-filers tool. So if you normally don't file an income tax or you don't do anything with your taxes, this would be the tool for you. And this is where you submit your information, make sure that you're in the system to make sure you get your stimulus payments for your kids. Because normally these are people that aren't required to file a tax return and they haven't given the IRS their information. So this is where you would go and do that. This link will be down in the description below the words non-filer tool / opt-out tool. Now the other new tool is for those that shouldn't be receiving the new advance child tax monthly payments. So if something happened with your income and you started making a lot more money, then it puts you out of these brackets that I'm about to say, then you need to make sure you use this tool. So the taxpayers that are eligible to receive the full amount is if their income is $75,000 or less for single filers, $112,500 or less for heads of household, or $150,000 or less for married couples filing jointly, as well as qualified widows or widowers. So if your income is higher than these thresholds, then you're going to get a reduced amount, and then it will ultimately be phased out at $400,000 for married couples filing a joint return and $200,000 for all other filing statuses. So with this, make sure that if you are out of these threshold limits, go to this link that I have in the description, click that button and opt out of those payments so that you aren't owing more on your taxes than you should. It's on the same page as the non-filers tool, so you make sure that you get everything that you need done concerning your taxes. So now onto some student loan forgiveness. So, at a Brookings Institution event this week, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is on board again to get President Joe Biden to cancel $50,000 of student loans. But we got new research from the Wharton Business School and the University of Chicago that shows that student loan cancellation for all borrowers would benefit mostly wealthy student loan borrowers. If this is true, this would be counterintuitive to what they're trying to achieve in terms of helping those out that need it the most and getting help for people to pay off their student loans. So there are a ton of people that believe that the student loan cancellation would mostly help out lower income student loan borrowers and others who are struggling financially. But according to this research, student loan cancellation is regressive. High income earners, many of whom hold graduate or professional degrees, are generally the students that borrow larger amounts of student loans. It also says that the student loan balance for low income earners greatly overstate present values due to student loan forgiveness through income driven repayment plans. And then they said the student loan forgiveness would benefit the top 10% as much as the bottom 30% of income earners combined. And enrolling student loan borrowers with lower income or borrowers who are struggling financially in an income-driven repayment plan is the least expensive and most progressive policy we should consider. So the income-driven repayment plans will offer student loan borrowers student loan forgiveness after 20 to 25 years, depending whether they have an undergraduate or a graduate student loans, respectively. And then lastly, income-driven repayment plans are an effective tool for targeted student loan forgiveness, and the benefits largely help middle-income student loan borrowers. So my big question is, where do you stand with this? And do you agree? Because these schools are reputable, and the data is key. But when you say $50,000 in student loan forgiveness for all borrowers, yes, you're getting a lot of the low income, but you're also including a lot of doctors, lawyers, dentists, and a lot of other high-paying professions. So at the minimum, we will see $10,000 in student loan cancellations done. That's pretty much agreed upon by all top lawmakers. But some, like Chuck Schumer, are pushing Biden to do $50,000. So my question is, do you agree with this, or do you think that it should be more targeted in terms of what people make or what degrees they have? Because we can get into this super deep, but I do want to know what you think about, because I believe that this would help out a lot of people, but we got to make sure that we help out the right people that are truly in need. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. But I do want to say, with the internet nowadays, you can learn so many skills without having to go to college. And when it comes to building your skills and growing yourself, whether it's reading books or getting online and taking courses, it's all about what you put into it. If you really want to grow and you really want to learn, then the tools are out there. There's so many ways for you to get free internet and be able to grow skills and learn new skills to be able to support you and your family. But when it comes to getting this free college, you have to consider that it's going to affect a lot of people that do make a lot of money as well. So you just have to weigh it out. But when it comes to building wealth and getting these stimulus checks, which, I'm all for helping out people in need, we have to look at it in the long term, not the short-term game. So if you're just waiting on stimulus to build wealth, then you don't really know when that's going to happen. There's a lot of top lawmakers that want to make it happen, but no matter what, it's up to you to build your wealth for yourself and for your family. And things aren't going to change if you don't make positive changes concerning your finances. But it's when you make those positive changes in your life concerning your finances that you'll start winning. And it takes time, it takes consistency, and whether it's $5, $10, $15, or $20, when you start investing and you start digging into that and you start learning and you start really growing towards that, that's where you start to grow your money and you start to see your wealth build. So why not start off with some free stocks? You can get 2 free stocks with Webull worth up to $1,850, and you can also get 2 free stocks with Robinhood worth up to $500. The reason I say these platforms is because they're free trading platforms. They don't charge you to trade. But this is free stocks, which is free money that can get you started on building your wealth. Those links are down in the description. But if you're asking me, I personally invest into the S&P 500. I've made quite a bit of money in that because they have amazing returns, but I would love for you to build some financial freedom and start winning with your finances. So if you have any questions, put them down into the comment section and I'll answer them. But don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you and learn how to build some wealth. This is Joel with True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.